The unicorn is showtime once again. What exactly are we witnessing here? And where are the Yankees in all of this? So if we are witnessing a defining period in baseball, what other defining periods have shaped our sporting fandom? The Raptors may not be broken, but they sure need some fixing. Well, the Women's World Cup is about to kick off, but where should you put your money? All that and Wiz Khalifa on shrooms. It's the Homestand Show. Buckle up. And we're rolling here on the Homestand Show. Packed house today. Sean McCormick, Noor Zainab, Sarah Pariah, Albert Vartanian with you. How you guys doing?
Good.
Good?
You guys are all too close.
I'm a little tight
I'm doing
here.
well. Thank you for asking.
It is close quarters.
How are you?
How about Wiz Khalifa throwing his first pitch on shrooms?
It's the only way.
Not
to
even
pitch.
high?
He was on
Well,
shrooms.
different kind of high.
Yeah, when he was out of his mind.
I mean, sorry. Well, he's a weed kind of high. You know, he's on a shrooms kind of high.
on
He's an
shrooms.
all natural kind of high.
We got the
Anything that
video
grows
rolling
Look,
from
there
the
is
ground.
Yeah.
He tweeted out, finna get stoned. I don't want to
I
say the
love
word.
that. If I was gonna do it, I'd have to. That's so nerve wracking.
What are you seeing out there while
I was
you're...
just going to say.
That's the
Well,
best
it depends.
part.
It depends how much he did. Have you ever done shrooms?
No.
Have you guys done? I mean, who cares? It's more like
No, but I mean, I'm just
Never.
thinking like. How,
Never,
I did.
ever.
it wasn't a good
No,
time.
no.
I have a crazy story about that. We did it in my buddy's basement, and they painted the walls red. Remember back in the day, the cool thing to do was like get a garbage bag and do like that style on the wall.
no.
You don't remember that?
How
It's
old
like-
are you?
You were old.
Yeah,
No,
what's your
this was
back
like,
in the
I don't know, I
day?
was 18 years old. Anyway, so the
We
whole
weren't around,
time,
Sarah. We
so the
weren't
whole
around.
time I'm looking at the walls and I thought they were bleeding.
Oh.
Yeah, so that
That's
was
not nice.
horrific.
I've heard
Red
it's
room.
like that. I've heard like
It was
trips
horrific.
you out. Because have you ever watched Family Guy? You know on Family Guy when like Brian takes it and then he goes in the bathroom and he cuts his ear off? I think that would be me
Well,
if I were to do shrooms.
Yeah. My buddies had to unplug the phone because I was
They
going
were
to call the
scared
cops.
to make- yeah,
No, I was trying to call the
exactly.
cops. I don't even know what I was going to tell them. Hey, yeah, we just did some mushrooms. Come and arrest me. Like, I didn't know what I was going to tell them.
Again, you should always have somebody responsible and sober
here
with
we
you
go.
if you do something like that, kids.
Responsible
Don't do
shot.
drugs.
Somebody, what, you would be in the room doing what?
I'd be looking after you, taking care of you, making sure you don't get hurt yourself.
Is there like babysitting shrooms business? Like, is that
You know what?
something?
That's not
they,
a bad idea.
They should do that. They should. Next time when I get like effed, I'm like, oh, let me call the babysitting shrooms company to make sure they got me.
Hey, I'm trying to get F tonight. Can you send over a babysitter? What are you doing? Shrooms. Okay, I got you. 20 minutes. There should be someone there because if there's like three random people, I'm getting all excited on these shrooms here. But if there's 3 or 4 random people, we're like, let's do some shrooms. And then that's what happens. You start trying to call the cops.
Yeah, no, you don't want to. The first time I did weed, I almost called the cops.
This is live. It's live, folks.
Yeah.
I don't want to get anyone in trouble, Nora. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You did it to yourself.
But
Anybody else want to confess?
No, I don't have anything
legal.
to confess. It's just what brings you to the point of like when like people make too much money and have too much free time, like they just decide that this is a new experience for me. I want to go out and throw the first pitch high on shrooms. Like, what's the thought process? I mean, I certainly there's not a big thought process, but
You
like
just wanted to try it. Why not?
Yeah, more power to
it
you.
like it was a pretty good first pitch compared to like your 50 Cents and your Conor McGregors and your
And they were sober.
the drugs don't work, my friend.
Yeah, the drugs don't work. Hey, we'll play a clip later on. I don't know if you guys heard it. Conor McGregor. So you know on Twitter you can do the voice message thing?
Oh yeah.
He went on Twitter and started singing this song. Here, play it.
The drugs don't work, they just make you worse. But I know I'll see your face again.
The song's been stuck in my head all day.
So he released that last night on Twitter
No.
randomly.
No.
So the
What do you
question
mean
is,
no? We just saw it.
That's
so we were talking about
yeah,
like what was
You're
Conor
telling me he
McGregor
doesn't
doing?
Do drugs? Get out of town.
Who, Conor?
100%
I mean-
he does drugs.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably never sober.
Yeah, no.
The way he acts.
Yeah,
There's no way.
he's ripping the
So between USADA and not him and not entering the pool and these kinds of antics, this guy's never fighting again.
Yeah, but what
he's
antics?
never going to
having a
fight
good
again.
time. He's having a good.
No, great. All the power to him. Just like I don't need to see it. I'm done with it.
No, I love that.
I'm done.
That's
well,
hilarious.
no, that's hilarious. I mean, again, the song's been stuck in my head all day. He's the reason for that. But I just disappear.
When I was talking to
I don't
James
need to
Sharman
see you
about that,
anymore.
I'm like, how nice is it to be that rich and just not care about anything?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what anyone thinks. No one's going to tell me anything. If I
That's
want to
like
send out a random voice note, I'm going to send it out. And people are going to talk about it on a
Can
sports
you
show.
recreate that later today?
I
Yeah,
will.
that should
Like
happen.
at like 11 o'clock tonight.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe,
We've all been
maybe
there.
or maybe not. You did the shrooms. I don't know, but I want to.
Dude, we've all been
You've got
there.
a great voice too,
Hold on,
by the
but
way.
we've all-
Where have we all been?
We've all been there.
does.
Where, no, at night, where let's say, I don't know what Ellie's saying, but you know when you have a few drinks, right?
Yeah.
And you start messaging a friend, and you start saying some stupid things on a. No, am I the only one? Okay.
We've all been there.
Have we?
Yeah,
I don't-
we've-
doesn't sound like
Just
it.
keep it
Yeah, we've all
quiet
been
there.
to really
We've all been there.
It's always
discomfort
good to put
Albert
your
there.
phone
I like
next
to
you.
sing when I'm-
After
That's a good
after
idea
a certain
too,
point,
but-
you gotta put the phone away.
Oh, I like to
It
sing
gets-
though after a few cocktails.
Yeah, but
Oh, you like to
singing's
sing
okay.
without
You
it
get
too,
in the-
Albert.
Not only are you a great
around.
singer, you're a great dancer.
I don't know about
too,
great
man.
dancer. I'm a horrible. That's all I do. That's all I know. Okay, a guy who's not on drugs. At least we don't think.
I'd say no.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah, I was gonna say no.
Did
yeah.
you guys, anybody watch what he did last night? He did his thing once again. Another home run. 36
Was it in
home
the
runs.
ninth?
No, it was in the seventh inning. I thought it
still
almost
can't
came in
find
the
that
ninth.
stat, by
Yeah.
the way.
Well, anyway, so Ohtani did it once again. I want to talk about the game that happened last night. Yankees against the Angels. And heading into that series, I'm like, this is probably one of the most important series for the Yankees this season. And I know you disagree with this, Sean.
A little bit.
But I believe that Ohtani should be going to the Yankees and the Yankees should be all in for Ohtani. The Angels are still somewhat in playoff contention. The Yankees, they need to win. So what do the Yankees need to do? You got to win and you got to beat the Angels. You should sweep the Angels, make sure they have no chance of making the playoffs, which means in turn, we have to flip Shohei Ohtani. Yankees would go all in and get Ohtani. So that was my thinking heading into the series. They lost last night.
Yeah.
They gave up the game. So I want to start in the seventh inning. Actually, let's rewind to the fifth inning.
Okay.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Shohei Ohtani is at the plate. What do the Yankees do? They walk him because they're afraid of what he can do. He can
Yeah.
hit a home run. They walk him. Mickey Moniak, who's batting .330, comes to the plate, grounds out. They get out of that inning.
Yeah.
Okay, so now fast forward to the seventh inning. 1 on. The Angels are down 3-1. Ohtani's up to bat. So you're thinking, oh, they're probably going to walk him because he's dangerous, right?
2 out as well. Yeah.
No, they pitch to him. He hits a 2-run shot, 36th home run of the season, and this is the reaction from Ohtani after the big hit.
There's a fly ball, left center field. Did he get it up?
What a bat
He
flip.
flips the bat. Bader's at the wall. It's
Right?
gone. It's tied. Shohei Ohtani, his 35th home run, and it's 3-3.
So the Angels, what a bat flip, by the way. But the Angels went on to win that game. But why walk him in the fifth because you're afraid of him, and then in a spot where he's probably the most dangerous,
Yeah.
you pitch to him? That was my question, and no one has the answer.
I had an answer.
Okay, but first let's hear from Aaron Boone, the Yankees manager, and why he decided not to do that.
No. Maybe if he had gotten to second base and fallen behind in the count or something, but no, not there.
Not there.
That's
Well, that's the
you didn't really say
explanation?
much.
He didn't say anything because he knew he was wrong. You got to walk him.
Yeah. So to answer your question, and I don't know why they didn't walk him in the seventh, but in the fifth they didn't walk him because,
No, they did.
or
walk
sorry,
him.
they walked him because he had already faced Severino twice, so they didn't want him to face him a third time.
But either way, he's equally dangerous, right? He's not only is the best player in baseball, he's the
Yeah.
hottest batter in the major leagues. And by the way, the Yankees lost that game, like I mentioned, in extra innings. They started the season 5-2 when games went to extras. They are now 5-8. Don't go to extra innings, the New York Yankees. And by the way, that was Ohtani's 35th of the season, which is one less than Aaron Judge at this point last season, when Judge went on to break the American League record of 62, which means Ohtani's going to break it. I'm calling it right now.
Yeah, I
but the
think-
question
I
is,
think he can.
will he do it for the Angels, or will Judge be watching from the New York Yankees dugout while his teammate Shohei Ohtani does it? Anyway, that's the end of my little Shohei Ohtani thing. But what this guy is doing is something that I've never seen. I talk about him all the time. I'm so excited because you just don't see a guy who's a dual threat the way that he is. He's exciting. He's got power. He's got everything, charisma, the whole nine. And I'm trying to think over the years in every single sport, who does he remind me of? And I know one that you have is, it's hard to say he's pretty close because he hasn't done nearly as much as this man.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was.
But he
the
has
question.
that. But he has that same aura about him. Is Lionel Messi?
Yeah, and Lionel Messi when he scored 91 goals for Barcelona in 2012 in a calendar year. 91 goals. I don't want to hear it. It was La Liga. Get out of town. It was the best league at that time.
But not all in La Liga though, right?
No, Champions League as well.
Everything
like, it was
included,
just
yeah.
combined. But 91 goals.
Crazy.
It's unheard of in football. It's unheard of.
I mean, it's impressive. He's no Zambian international Godfrey Chitalu, who scored 107 goals in a calendar year.
Who?
I can't.
Godfrey Chitalu.
Exactly.
You guys don't know Godfrey
Who?
Chitalu?
Exactly who? For what league, Sean? Competing in a
Hold on,
top
let me-
five
let
in
me
the
scroll down
Champions
this
League?
article.
Yeah,
Right,
I
we
think
should
not.
do like an over/under how many goals Messi's going to score in MLS this season.
Well, we should also figure out how many games he's going to
gonna
play
play.
because they only
True.
have about.
Well, they have 12 games left.
They have
Does he
12
play all
games
12?
in the regular season. No, I don't think so because he has Argentinian duty, so no chance. And
Oh,
then
true.
there's the Leagues Cup, and then there's the U.S. Open.
Cup, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's going to play. I think he's going to play a handful, 6, 7 maybe at least.
I'm saying scoring 10.
That's easy. But if he's playing 6, 7, MLS, I'm sure. But I think he's not going to play every game. Like there's no way. So I think that we have to figure out that. We'll do the ratio after. We'll see how many he scores, how many games. But I
Right.
think when he's going to be on the pitch. Do you see the photos from training today?
Yeah.
Looking ready.
He looks ready to go. Nor, I mean, it's crazy to compare Ohtani and Messi because obviously Ohtani still has a lot to go. But in the basketball world, can you even think of someone that you've seen where every time you watched them play, they were must watch and it was like, wow, I can't believe what this person is doing?
Kawhi Leonard in the playoffs. Both ends. I'm not even kidding.
No,
You think it's a lie? Yeah.
With the Raptors, I mean, that he was a different level.
Even with Spurs, if you saw him with the Spurs before
Good
he
point.
got injured, he was the reason why they were at the point where they were, where he was leading his team in the playoffs against the Golden State Warriors. The Warriors had 3 guys at that point. The super team dynasty with Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry. Only guy on the Spurs was Kawhi Leonard. And what did they have to do? They had to get Zaza freaking Pachulia to break his ankle, and then Kawhi was out. Like that was the end of his Spurs tenure. But I only compare him because I'm trying to think of who does things on both ends of the court.
Oh,
I
true.
think that's what Ohtani is, right? You get to do batting and you do your pitching. And in that regard, I think it would have to be Kawhi because he's so dominant offensively, and then defensively, he's the best player in the league. One-on-one against Kawhi. Look at LeBron. LeBron gets on the court. We've seen the infamous clip where
Love that
LeBron's like dribbling. He goes back. He's like, oh, wait, is that
no,
Kawhi?
not
He goes,
Kawhi
"Oh,
again."
shit."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Coming
yeah.
in to lock me up. dude.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that to me is the guy where when he was on my team too, I saw him lock the best player down, and then on the other end give the most famous dunk, maybe not Vince Carter dunk, but the most famous dunk to get us a championship. So I would probably say Kawhi Leonard in the NBA.
Yeah, and he
world.
has that aura about him in the charisma because we heard, who was it, Nick Nurse who came out and said it? I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, when they were in
The locker room?
Yeah, when
and they're
were
trying to figure out how to stop Giannis, and he's like,
actually not even that. They were
I'm going to do it. I'm going to stop Giannis.
Well, because they were in Toronto and they had lost both the games. They were in Milwaukee. They had lost both the games, and that's when Nick Nurse was like, okay, let's go back home and at least get one. And Kawhi's like, fuck that, I want both. So they went back home, and he indeed did just that. Fuck it, got them both. Went to Milwaukee after, got the third one, came back to Toronto, 6-6, and we won.
Toronto Raptor Kawhi was on another level. But what Messi and Ohtani and Kawhi have in common is that when they're at their peaks, I mean Messi at any time, but especially at their peaks, when you tune in to watch their team play, you're just waiting for Messi to get the ball, Kawhi to get the ball, Ohtani to hit or pitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady, a guy that you love a lot, is
No, I don't.
No,
I do.
I mean you have to. I respect a lot.
I-
Was very similar at his peak. You wanted to see him with the ball at all times.
Well, I was a Denver Broncos fan, so
Okay.
I didn't want to see it because
My
he was
apologies.
torching us. Yeah, I mean, Tom Brady is one of the best of all time, if not the best of all time. So, multiple Super Bowls and just that moment where the Falcons were up 28-3 in Super Bowl 51, and then with 3 minutes left in the third quarter,
Too much time.
too much time.
Tom Brady
Just
time.
idiotic play calling by the Falcons. They ran the ball just 9 times in the second half, passed on a lot of key spots where they gave up sacks. Oh, it's just so frustrating to watch. And then Tom Brady was fantastic too. I think he was like threw for 466 yards or something like that. Just 2 touchdowns, but man, you can't give that guy the ball and give that guy time. It's like what Noor's saying, like, or what you're saying. These people are just so clutch and so important and just great. And if you give them the ball and you give them the spotlight, they're going to take over the game. And again, that was probably one of the craziest Super Bowls of all time, just erasing a 25-point lead with 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And I hated every minute.
I loved it.
I loved it. Yeah, I loved it too.
No,
Well, not to mention that these guys are also the kind of guys that bring out the best of the players around them.
Yeah.
Like Kawhi with the Raptors, Messi with anyone, Tom Brady with anyone, wherever he was. It's incredible how they're so strategic in the way they think that they can pick these players and bring out the best of them too. That's what makes them not only so good and, like you said, so clutch, but so talented.
Imagine the pressure on you too.
Oh.
Like knowing that you're the best player on the court, but you being the best also means that you open up the spots for other people to be better. So if you're not best, not only are you gonna maybe shit the bed, but so is your team.
Yeah, a lot of those guys and women who succeed in those positions want to be in those positions. You see, players who, want to be the stars and want to get paid the most, but when it comes down to getting shit done, they don't get it done. And the thing with Ohtani, I can't make the case that he's making the players around him better because the Angels haven't made the playoffs with him. Yeah. And sorry, that's my phone.
It's baseball too, right?
But another reason is another thing that isn't common with the players that you guys mentioned is all those players have a ring. Ohtani
I was
doesn't
about to
have
bring that up actually.
So it's weird because I feel like he might not need one to be remembered.
No,
right?
When
We always try to remember players by how many championships they won. But Ohtani hasn't done anything. Okay, I'll give him the WBC, which was a huge moment.
Is he the Harry Kane of baseball?
Is he the Harry Kane of baseball? If he stays with the Angels, he will become the Harry Kane of baseball. But I know this is getting into like the GOAT talk. I don't want to get there, but I feel like Ohtani still has some work to do. But up until this point, without a championship, he is maybe one of the faces of North American sport, not just baseball.
Baseball to me is a little different than all the other sports because you're out there with your team, but the things that you're doing really are individualistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're up there and you're swinging the bat, like there's nobody out there helping you. When you're out there on the mound pitching, your defense helps you 100%. Like you can't pitch a perfect game without your defense unless you're striking out all the batters, and that's never going to happen. So for me, it's like, you have hockey and you're Connor McDavid and you haven't won a championship yet, but there's players around you on the ice that impact your play every single play. So you can't really be defined that way. Like, sorry, Ohtani can't be defined by the championships as much as maybe Connor McDavid, because Ohtani's doing everything in his power to be the best and is the best. And I'm not saying Connor McDavid isn't the best, but the spotlight and the solo performance that Ohtani puts out day to day is just it's immaculate what he's doing.
He is him, as the kids say. He's got that dog.
Justin Poon will be back tomorrow, everybody.
Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah, Jay Poon's coming back. I cannot wait for him to come back. Okay, let's transition. Let's talk some Raptors, Noor.
Yes,
We're going to top 3 Raptors issues that need to be fixed. And
Only 3? You
only
just want
3.
me to
We
list
just
the
gave
3?
you 3. We could probably go on and on. But you
Oh,
compile the list. What is at the top of Mr. Ujiri's list?
Number 1, and they've already been slacking at it. It's not they haven't fixed it whatsoever. It's to figure out OG and especially Pascal Siakam's contract. You got OG's extension happening next year. Pascal's happening right now, and you're in the middle figuring out what you want to do with it. Right. And I think this is the time to start acting proactively and not reactionary, because that's what you did with Fred VanVleet. You thought, okay, we'll see what's out there. We'll see if we want to keep him or shop him and see what's the best option for him, what's the best deal. But you ended up losing him for absolutely nothing, and he got a big payday out of that. And now all he has to do is go babysit in Houston, so he's living his life. But I'm like, but this squad now, you can't be reactionary. You have to be on top of to see what do you want to do with these guys. Do you want to keep OG? Do you want to keep Siakam, or do you want to shop them and see what's the best value out there? That needs to be number 1. And I know we're in the middle of that right now, so we'll see what happens with Pascal Siakam. Yeah. OG, again, like I think he's younger. He fits the timeline, so I hope they keep him. We'll see what they bring up from there. And then number 2, the development of the young players. Like, easy peasy. Nick Nurse last year, even his entire tenure with the Raptors, we saw no development of any young guys. Absolutely nothing. He was actually our guys were leading the league in minutes Fred VanVleet had probably robot knees or something at that point because they were being run down
Well, him
constantly.
and Siakam were top in minutes for the past couple seasons.
Yeah.
They did because Nick Nurse is like, I'm not running the bench.
He's like,
I'm not
well,
losing games.
He was famously going around saying, I want better players off the bench. And it's like, well, I get what he's saying because you have to be drafting good options. But at the same time, too, those guys have to get minutes to show you who they are. If you keep them on the bench, you don't know what they're worth or what their potential is like. So now with Darko, thankfully, his entire his history with players is to get them to develop, especially younger guys. And we have that squad now. You got in Scotty Barnes 2 years ago. You just brought in Grady Dick. You still have Malachi Flynn, who I think could be a good addition to this roster. I know he was treated like Juan Mata with the freaking what's
Mourinho
it called?
and-
Yeah, what's Mourinho? I know.
Chelsea.
Look at that, guys. Look
I
at that.
love
Look at
that.
the
I
little.
love that
know.
quote, by the
That
way.
was great.
Anytime, no problem. But that's how he treated him, right? He treated him like freaking Juan Mata. He was on the bench the entire time. And I think now with Darko, we might see a little bit of the renaissance of these young guys come through it. But at the same time, besides those guys, I want to see what's actually on the bench. Can those guys beyond Grady and Scotty and Malachi Flynn, can they be rotation players? And if not, do they have the potential to get there? So that's going to be big on Darko. And the last thing, sorry guys, is that Darko, I think, could actually fit into this as vocal leadership. After Kyle Lowry left, you could tell there was a massive, massive hole in that locker room when it came to just taking accountability or being the loudest guy there who could put everything else aside and let people know, okay, we got to be on the same page. We got to win. Forget your contract. Forget what you want to make. Forget your points tonight. We just need to win. And that's massive. If you look around the NBA, I'm not sure how other leagues are doing right now, but NBA, if you want to get a course on how important leadership is, please turn to Brooklyn Nets and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. You need to have someone in the locker room who can set their ego aside, but also knows how to set everybody else's ego aside and how to unite everybody on the same page. And that's what we need. And Nick Nurse was not that guy. He wanted the biggest brand deal out of everybody else on that team. So I think with Darko here now, we could see him being that vibe setter and a vocal leader.
No, but they got to help him, right? Masai and
absolutely.
Bobby need to help him. Be like, listen, this is what our identity is. No one knows what that is. I don't even know if they know what it is. And it's frustrating, from a fan's perspective of any sport, where you have a player like Siakam and his contract is just dangling and that thing is being dragged on, and you just want an answer.
Yeah,
And we're not
it's
getting an answer.
Does anybody want to play here?
Siakam
Not
does.
like free agents, but the people that are on the team.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like you've got Pascal coming up as a free agent, and you've heard rumors that he's been a bit of a prima donna. OG's got a player option heading into next season. Freddie just left. Kawhi left the year before that. Kyle left, but I think Kyle would have wanted to stay if he had his chance. But guys like Kyle and DeMar wanted to play here. Where are you going to get that vocal leadership if people are already packing their bags and gone for, you know what I mean? I don't think they'll re-sign Siakam and maybe next off season, but I don't think they're going to do it anytime soon.
You know what sucks is Pascal actually wants to be here, and the reason why I think it's taking so long is because he's actually tanking his value, where his agent's going around to other teams and saying, Pascal will not sign his extension here if he were to trade
Right.
for him. So now everyone's thinking the same Dame thing, why would we give up the assets for someone who might not even stay here the year after? Sure. But the problem with Pascal is even if he stayed, he's not a leader. We've known about this from time. He's not someone in the locker room who would take the reins and demand the eyes on him and just kind of be that guy who people can talk to. He's very much just in the shadows. He wants to be there, wants to play, but he doesn't want to be part of the drama. And it's not to say it's a drama, but you need to have a voice who can just be hey, we're being stupid. Let's keep our eyes on the prize. Let's play a basketball game. Forget your contract. But we haven't had that. We haven't had that at all. So I hope Darko's that guy, but you're right. You're going to need to have Masai and Bobby help him out. And I honestly think Masai's job might not be as safe as it is right now as it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
I'll say
and
that.
I've said it before, but the Raptors got to do a better job in figuring out what they're going to do moving forward. And they need to figure out this whole Pascal Siakam, Scotty Barnes situation. If there is a beef there, they got to mend that relationship or someone's got to go.
Mm-hmm. They're actually-
and do it now.
I think Siakam and Scotty are actually good, but their only problem is on court. They can't play on court together. Those are tall guys who need the paint. And if you're going to be clogging the paint entirely, it'd be with Jakob Poeltl and that mix who you just signed on. He's going to be a part of everything. By the way, gave up a first-round pick. Good job on that. But
And then-
that's
At least
what I'm
they
saying,
signed him.
right?
At least they
Yeah,
signed him.
yeah. You gotta,
Yeah, but they were
you gotta
almost
retain
forced.
him now.
Yeah.
You have to retain
Yeah, I
him.
get it.
Sometimes I
overpaid
look
him a
at
little
that
bit,
Poeltl thing and no one will say it, but it was hey, this is Masai Ujiri. I was a seller or I was a buyer at the deadline, should have been a seller. But now we have Pirtle. We have to sign him or else I look like a fool and the organization looks stupid. That's how I look at that. As good as Pirtle was, as efficient as he was, that signing was because Masai didn't want to look stupid. Let's be real.
But he looks even... Sorry, Masai. It hurt. Like,
Yeah,
you
but
signed
imagine he
on a
walked. It's
guy.
like you bring him in and then, okay, well, we have no use for you anymore. And we, gave away a pick.
You ended up having 3 free agents in that summer, and he was going to end up, he could have walked, and you give up a first-round pick for him, which you have no picks, and you have no direction figured out. I
How you feeling?
can't.
Noah's
right
getting
now?
hot.
How you feeling?
Yes.
I'm going to take a breather, guys.
Yeah, take a little breath. We're going to transition from Raptors. Sean, get the hell out of here.
Oh, I'm leaving.
We're talking some women's
Thanks all.
World Cup. James Sharman is going to jump in. Thank you, Sean McCormick. You're my favorite person. Not in this room. James Sharman, welcome. All right, before we bring in James Sharman, probably plug what's going on over here. This is the Homestand Show on the Homestand YouTube. Subscribe, hit the like button, comment as well, because we're going to reply to your comments. Trust me, we will.
Albert
I
will.
promise. I will reply to the comments. Also, follow us on Twitter at Homestand. Follow everyone here on Twitter. Follow James Sharman on Twitter.
I gotta be honest with you. I dropped some shrooms before coming on the show today.
Yeah, Sharman. Hey.
Alone, Charms. You didn't ask any of us.
I'm getting a bit paranoid. I'm seeing spiders on the ceiling.
Do you have
No.
a shroom story?
Mine have only ever been positive.
Okay.
I laugh a lot. I don't see walls bleeding.
Yeah, I saw Walt bleeding.
But I am kind of the guy that talks people down, who do see
So I
things
needed
like
you there.
Yeah, I could be the chaperone.
I know.
But I would be on,
guys.
but I'd be on shrooms as well.
I didn't have
Are you
shrooms.
smaller than you were, or is it the shrooms?
I'm doing it to fuck with James.
No, we have there's one Fugazi chair here that just goes down. There's nothing you can do about it.
Oh, man. I am the shortest one here already, so might as well just put
I'm
me
sorry,
on
no,
here.
no, put you
It's
through
all
that.
good, guys.
I got you riled up with the Raptors. Your chair's
Yeah.
broken. Sharman's on shrooms.
I tell you what a day.
What a day! It's been a great
Tuesday.
day. We had a good chat. Did you enjoy our chat? You were
Yeah, it was
listening?
good.
Yeah, it
I
was
did
fun.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was good.
No, I think you made some really solid points.
Okay, Women's World Cup.
I'm
Yeah.
producing in there. Are you kidding me? Me and Ellie back and forth.
There we go. We got a little Women's World Cup on the monitors here.
Yeah, big week.
I'll let you take it away, Sharms.
Okay, well, listen. We thought Sarah and I would just kind of break group by group,
Yeah.
rapid fire.
Cool.
Yeah.
Give you a little primer as to what to expect at the World Cup. So let's start in Group A, shall we?
Yeah.
New Zealand, Norway, Switzerland, and the Philippines. The Swiss and the Kiwis. Obviously, Switzerland and Norway are the big favourites. The
Just
Kiwis.
apologies for those flags being switched up.
Switzerland's the Philippines. Nice.
I mean, that's not the
Bianca's
Philippines.
making sure we're paying attention.
That's not the
it.
Philippines. Yeah. Listen, the Kiwis are a dark horse because they are hosts. But to
hosts,
get out of
sure.
this group, it's going to be tough. One ranking place behind Switzerland and Norway. They were smashed 8-0 by England at Euros as well. So I think, Sarah, it's Switzerland and it's Norway still just about favourites in this group.
Yeah, 100%. Norway with Ada Hegerberg, one of the best in the football world right now. She's older. It might be her last hurrah. This is kind of a Norwegian side that's given us that. It's the last dance vibe, There's going to be a shift in a lot of these players, so I have a feeling they're going to get it done. And same Switzerland as well. I think overall just a stronger team than, unfortunately, New Zealand and Philippines. Yeah, the Kiwis are going to have the home advantage, but I don't think they're going to be able to get past these two powerhouses.
And I'm not sure the country is embracing the World
Yeah.
Cup because they are giving away free tickets to some of these games in New Zealand, which is a country that love their sports, mind you.
Well, I mean, interesting how FIFA decided to put it in Australia and New Zealand.
Well, yes, that's a conversation now for another day, perhaps. To Group B now, and this is the one, of course, we're all watching. That is the right flag, by the way, for Canada,
we
thankfully. Australia, Ireland, Nigeria, and Canada. Listen, a brutal travel schedule. And Canada finishes against the Matildas, but I think the hosts Australia and Canada should both progress.
Yeah, I think they should, but Canada's also going to want to finish top of the group here, because if they finish in second place, they're going to go up against what is likely to be England, and that is going to be really difficult for them. So Canada have to go into this, try and win every single game, because if they don't, England is going to be really difficult for them.
Yeah, one of the favourites for sure. To Group C now, Spain, Costa Rica, Zambia, and Japan. Costa Rica and Zambia enjoying their first World Cup appearance. So really in this one, it's a bit boring, isn't it? Plain sailing, I think, for Spain and Japan.
Remember when we thought that about Spain's group in the Men's World Cup, and then that whole thing
Well,
with
you felt bad
Germany
about it.
and Costa Rica? And no, but Spain are one of the favorites to win the entire thing, so they should finish top of the group with the players they have. And Japan as well. Excellent football nation. They always manage to get it done. And just overall, looking at Costa Rica and Zambia, they're just not on the same level.
No, and that's the thing, because it's 32 teams in this World Cup for the first time.
You're going to see those
Big scores.
Spain, Zambia, that's tough. That's tough.
Big scores. Not 27-0, which, by the way, we saw today at Bayern Munich in a friendly.
Hello.
Group D, we have England. Yeah, as Sarah mentioned, they're probably going to progress. Denmark, probably. China, you never rule them out. Haiti, again, is a team, I think, enjoying their first World Cup, are they not? And
happy
definitely
to be
a
here.
dark
Hey,
horse.
happy to be here. I like that. Yeah, England should smash this. Denmark and China, 13th and 14th FIFA rankings, though. So that's going to be where it comes down to the second place. I don't know. It could be either one of them. I mean, maybe, could we see an upset with Haiti? Probably not, but how exciting would that be?
Every World Cup, there's upsets.
There are.
Right?
There
But
are.
I don't know if there'd be that big an upset. That would be enormous.
Yeah.
Obviously,
I'd say
but
the safe one with Group D is you'll get England out of this in first place for sure.
right. E, again, I think it's straightforward. USA, Vietnam, Netherlands, and Portugal. The States and Lorena, big favourites in this group to advance. Is there any chance the Netherlands can finish in first place?
I don't think so. I do not think so. This is the States tournament. They're going after number 3 in a row. This has never been done before. They know exactly what they're doing. And we're seeing some of them on their way out too. So I'm going to go for it all. I'm almost confident by saying there's no way that the States aren't going to be the top of this group.
Yeah, I think I'm probably going to win the whole tournament.
Ooh, well, let's not get that.
Well,
Really?
the States, it's not really, I'm not going on a big limb there. They're saying the States are going to win the World Cup.
With Japan and Spain too, you take the States over
Spain
everybody
is.
else.
Well, England's second favourites. Italy. The States are big favourites.
Yeah,
plus
plus
250.
240.
240 now, is it?
Then it's England, Spain, Germany, Australia, and then the France 11-1.
Yeah,
Those are the top 6.
Group F sees France and Jamaica, Brazil, and Panama. France and Brazil, the class in this one. No Famiga, though, for Brazil. And France dealing with some off-the-pitch issues the last number of months as well. But still, I think it's fair to say the big favourites in this one are France and Brazil.
Yeah, I mean, Brazil still have a class team. Dabinha is going to be one to watch here. Her and Marta in the front. Marta's farewell as well. Same with France. They got several players. Wendy Renard might not be returning. Eugenie Le-Sommer. So a bunch of players, again, that's going to go through their kind of goodbye with their international team. So they're going to be leaving it all on the pitch. And I like this group a lot, though, because I think it's going to be gritty with Jamaica and Panama. Always the CONCACAF nations. Mm-hmm. You never know what
you never
expect.
know. You never exactly. Group G sees the always strong Sweden, South Africa, Italy, and Argentina. The Swedes, the class in this group. Italy should advance, I think, but you don't rule out Argentina.
Yeah, Sweden, Fridolina Rolfo, they're going to be probably topping this with ease, I'd say. But yeah, between Italy and Argentina, I actually don't know. I think it could be either one. Both teams have talent, but yeah, they're not on the same level as Sweden. But it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. Can one of them maybe get a point from Sweden? That's going to be the big question. But yeah, I'm not sure who's going to come out second here. It's going to be tough. It's going to be a battle for sure.
To Group H, the final group in the World Cup. Germany, Morocco, Colombia, and Korea. Germany should advance with ease. Yeah. They made the final at Euro last year. And then, I don't know, listen, Morocco could do like the men and make some noise, but it's a pretty good group, this one.
Yeah, this one's a bit of an open one here. I don't know. I think it'll be actually Korea that'll finish second, but you never know. I'm not sure if the Moroccan women are going to be the same story as the Moroccan men. We can all hope for sure, but yeah, them, Colombia, Korea, it's hard to say. I don't know as much as I'd like to know about especially Colombia and Morocco, but if it were up to me, I'd say Germany, and then Korea will probably finish that one out second. But there's look at all these teams. It's so strange. The Women's World Cup for the first time, 32 teams.
Well, Portugal. We got any shot here for Portugal?
I don't think you guys are getting out.
I don't think so, no.
You look at your if USA, Netherlands, that's tough.
But I mean, Portuguese women's soccer is taking some big strides right now.
Sure.
Really big strides, but it's a little bit early, I think, for the national team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't even see them on the odds list here. How deep do I got to go? Oh, okay, there you go.
Where are they at?
100-1.
Perfect.
Yeah,
to win the World Cup. Yeah.
So don't bother.
It's going to be a good tournament. It'll be a great tournament.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, by the way. We were just talking about Pirtle and Pascal Siakam.
Yeah.
5 years ago today,
Yes.
Pirtle was traded.
to the San Antonio Spurs.
Yeah,
for
so
Kawhi
the
Leonard
Pascal
and Danny Green.
Siakam's Instagram post popped up, and I'm just reading the caption. So I was laughing when you guys were talking. He goes, "Definitely a tough one. My light-skinned brother." This is Pascal Siakam, the Pirtle. Crazy how you meet people and they become family. Yada yada yada. He went on to get traded to the Spurs. So
5 years ago. 5 years ago
It's
today.
fitting. Yeah,
5 years ago today. It's fitting that we talk about him.
Yeah,
honestly.
exactly. No, they're the cutest bromance in the league. I like them.
Can they trade him again for Kawhi? Or
It might have to be a different team now.
Yeah, it has to be a different
unfortunately.
one.
Yeah, maybe.
It's worth a try.
But
Still
it could
believe
work
in
out.
Kawhi?
Yes. I am off the mindset of this everything that if you give Kawhi a healthy year, go in the playoffs and he's healthy there, his team's gonna win.
Yeah.
It's gonna happen because he has a different level in the playoffs, like LeBron does. LeBron's a little bit older now, so I'm not sure if that level's gonna stay the same. But for Kawhi, it will stay the same. And if he stays healthy, no matter who he's around, I think he'll make some noise.
And he's got to play 65, right? To be eligible for awards. I mean, if he cares about it, but All NBA, no.
I don't know. Kawhi doesn't care about
Yeah.
that. Kawhi, you know Kawhi.
They need to figure out the load management situation. Get this guy playing. But I get it. If it works, it works, as we saw in Toronto, right? When it works, it's great.
Yeah.
You might have to do like vacay days or something for Kawhi, where he's like, "Oh, come in for my vacay days now? Fine, now I'll play 65 games." He's like, $50,000. I don't care about that.
No, it means
I want to
nothing
be
to
at
him.
home with my
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
I'd like to see one more serious Kawhi run.
Yes,
That'd be great.
I was hoping for that last year, but you know what?
Yeah.
They got a good team now. We'll see. But
The Clippers, they've never won anything. Nothing, zero.
worst professional sports team in North America, aren't they?
Yeah, when
think
it
they are.
comes to how much they produce and what they get back, absolutely nothing.
I mean, the Arizona Coyotes give them a pretty good run.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, okay.
Arizona, formerly Phoenix. Okay, let's play some role play ultimatum.
Sorry, can we?
nice.
You just skipped right over.
What'd I
some,
skip?
Breaking news, and Jordi Alba is signing with Inter
Oh,
Miami.
yes, I forgot about this. Jordi
Yeah.
Alba.
Fabrizio Romano coming out literally
There it
about
is.
45 minutes ago. This tweet: "It is imminent. Here we go, guys. Here we go. Jordi Alba, number 3, Inter Miami." James, I want to know what you have to think about that.
I
James is sweating.
I just don't know the Inter Miami brass if they know how to build a soccer team. Other than looking back to 2012 and what was a good... Oh, Barcelona were good. Let's sign them. It's freaking 11 years ago.
Yeah, but I mean,
Listen, they're good. And listen, people will watch, which I guess is the whole point of this. But you're getting these older guys. You can't have too many older guys in the team. Sprinkle a couple in. Give you your Busquets and your Messi. And I was not crazy as
Sorry,
I just see myself go down.
Hey, take my chair.
No,
Take my, no,
James.
please.
No, James.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll get out of
Okay.
here.
What a
It's all good.
gentleman.
I know, I am. I've got to stand because I'm
Thank
just
you.
wide right now from the shroom. No, I'm joking. I'm not actually on shrooms, just so everyone knows.
Well.
Well, a little bit of heroin. No, I'm joking, not serious about that either. Jordi Alba, again, great player. Not as old as Messi, but he's not a spring chicken either. There's talk now about Luis Suarez
yeah,
too.
ESPN just said Luis Suarez. They're trying to get him from Grêmio. Like,
So
it's-
how many DP spots do they have?
I have no understanding.
Well,
of
they'll
this.
find Gam and Tam deals, right? And I think I also heard Carlos Puyol is being linked as well.
No, he's not.
And so is Sami Eto'o
Such a lot.
as a centre forward. Andres Iniesta was mentioned as well. On his
Actually,
way,
no, Andres
Rakitic
Iniesta-
is
no,
going to be there.
But no, Andres Iniesta was actually
I know he
mentioned.
was,
Like,
yeah.
proper,
No, he wasn't.
No,
Yeah.
on my life, properly mentioned.
Joao Piqué is signing tomorrow. by all
Perfect.
reports.
Listen,
And,
if you're
I'll
going
give
to
the- hold on.
rebuild the team, I'll cheer
Yes.
for them. It's fine.
I'll give them Jordi Alba. Jordi Alba was good last season.
yeah, no, he's
Jordi
good.
Alba was, and you got like people keep saying what we tweeted out yesterday about Sergio Busquets being the best midfielder. People got real
Like, what
mad
are you
about
talking
that.
about,
You're so
man?
old. Yeah, he doesn't need to be young and fit like playing in La Liga. He's playing in MLS.
No, he doesn't
Do you
run.
know what kind of athletic league this is? You've got to be fit. If anything, you've got to be fit.
He
Serious
is fit
question.
though. He was playing in La Liga. He's getting
was.
older, but it's not just like he's been playing professional football. It's
No,
not like he
yes.
had time off. I just think that like this is a downgrade for them. Let's not pretend they don't need to be the 25-year-old amazing Busquets. Maybe you'll see him not play every game either because of the age. but
You're
I
worse
think
than
they'll be
Ronaldo. I
fine.
think you're giving MLS a bad rap here. I really do.
Well, speaking of Ronaldo, Albert.
Ronnie. Okay, we're going to do role play ultimatum. Let's start with Bev Priestman. So I'll
Yeah.
put you in Bev Priestman's shoes.
Okay.
Start Sinky, not Cincy. Christine Sinclair.
I got corrected.
Or bring her off the bench. What do you do if you're the Canadian women's national team coach?
Yes, starter.
You got to, right?
You gotta.
If it's the last hurrah,
Yeah.
best goal scorer on the team.
Most international goals for anyone ever that has played football.
Age is nothing to you, is it?
No.
You know, it doesn't matter how old someone is. They don't.
Listen,
I should feel good about this.
We spoke about this a couple days ago. Me and you, though.
She sees the youth in me, obviously.
The grizzled vet.
Yeah. No, not in Sarah's eyes.
No, yeah, you're young.
Yeah, I'm as good as ever.
Look, you look great. The
Listen.
hair looks great today, by the way.
Is it really?
They don't have
I'm gonna go for
Janine
different cut.
Becky. They don't have Janine Becky. It's a
No.
massive loss for them. She scores a ton of goals. Sinclair can score goals. That's one thing she can do. You can put her in front of the net. If you get the ball to her, she will get it past the keeper. I think you start her. Worst case scenario, what? You make a 55-minute change, bring somebody else in, fine. But I think this is your most important athlete that has been on this team for the past, 20 years plus. She's scored the most goals. She's the leader of this team. I think, if anything, at least in the first match, you start her, you see how it goes, and then it's fair. It's okay to change your mind. Second game, we make adjustments.
But
But
like Ronaldo being benched at the last World Cup, eventually, right?
yeah. Well,
He
that's
started
the
the World
thing.
Cup.
They started him, and it didn't work, and they right?
And it turned out great for Portugal. Didn't it,
Exactly.
Albert?
So
I think James is projecting a little bit. He's
So what would you do,
We're
Bev?
young forever, okay?
I'm as big a fan as you can find for Sinky, right? Of course I am.
The hell of a super sub.
I think it's time to kind of find this new dynamic Canada, and yeah, they're missing Becky. That's enormous, right? But you got a Chloe Leclasse who's going to be the future of this team, I think, in many ways. You can start her. You can start Haitima. You can start Leon,
Jordan's
maybe.
not been great though lately, right?
No, not great. But you know how World Cups can elevate
we'll get
players.
those,
You know, and the way Sinky's been playing with Canada, a very deep role, almost false nine, taking space away from Becky, right? So I think maybe it's time to consider using her off the bench, and what a weapon that is in a game that you can bring on the all-time leading goal scorer for Canada. I mean, sorry, Jessie Fleming. Sorry, I said Becky there. Jessie Fleming's space has been taken away with Sinky playing so deep. So I'm thinking maybe it's the time. I get what you're saying. I don't mind starting the World Cup with her and see what happens. But I'm thinking that by the end of the World Cup finishes, she's more of a bench player. And I hope I'm wrong. I hope she comes out and scores a ton of goals, and it's wonderful. It's a great swan song, but I'm still not convinced.
Okay, let's continue with the soccer. Continue with the soccer role play ultimatum. In case you didn't hear, Ronaldo had some things to say. Cristiano Ronaldo had some things to say yesterday. This was he was talking to media after playing first half of Al Nassr's 5-0 preseason loss to La Liga side Celta Vigo. He said, "The Saudi League is better than MLS." And then he went on to pat himself on the back by saying, "I opened the way to the Saudi League, and now all the players are coming. In 1 year, more and more top players will come to Saudi. In a year, the Saudi League will overtake the Turkish League and the Dutch League."
In a year.
Yeah, and he also said, "I'm 100% sure I won't return to any European club. I'm 30 years old, and European football has lost a lot of quality." What else did he say here? Yeah, that's about it. He said something about going to Serie A. It was dead, and then he revived it. And he said he talked about himself in the third person, saying, wherever Cristiano, I'm paraphrasing, wherever Cristiano Ronaldo goes, things happen, essentially.
Do you think the money's changed him?
No, absolutely not. He's had the money all along. Now it's just like triple what he
He's
is.
so mad.
He is so mad.
He's fuming that
Is he
he's
though?
not the.
Is he mad?
If he wasn't, he wouldn't have said anything. He would have been taking in his billions at
But
Saudi.
what's he mad about?
Living.
He watched Messi's unveiling.
Is the guy. Messi won a World Cup. Everyone decided he was the best player who was on the fence. Now he's getting he's royalty basically in America. You saw, like James was saying, how crazy that unveiling was. He's so mad that there's so much attention there that he has to open his mouth, and he's saying this stuff. Like, you lost to Celta Vigo, and you're saying that this team is
preseason.
great still.
Preseason.
Like, I mean,
Preseason.
like 5-0, and we're talking about the 13th team that finished in La Liga last season, and you have the audacity to say that the Saudi League is going to be bigger than the Turkish League? Like, know your place. Everyone's going there to get paid. It's fine. But like,
admit it.
Yeah, like we all know why. It's not because they're going to grow the sport. It's because they're getting $1 billion to play.
I'm not completely convinced that he's wrong, though.
Okay.
Why?
expand.
Because
Name,
they're signing these
5
aging
players in the
players?
Turkish League. I bet
No,
you can
who
name
the
5
net-
players in the Saudi League before you name 5 players in the Turkish League.
Well,
Or
because
the Dutch
it's
League.
in the news
And
cycle
I'm
right
not
now.
saying that it's better, but I get what he's saying. Look at the players that are going over. Ruben Neves, is so young. Kareem Benzema, I know he's like near the end of his
Kareem
career.
Benzema makes sense.
Still a stud, though.
Yeah,
He can still
100%.
play. He just won the Ballon d'Or.
No,
and he's going to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, but that makes a bit more sense because of his age. I agree. I think he had one more
Younger
year at
players
Madrid,
are going.
But then, but because of the money.
Exactly.
But that's crazy. Are you watching the Saudi league?
God, no.
Thank you. That's
Unless
it.
they want to pay me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'll do whatever they
But
want.
you know what's going to happen? Eventually, a broadcaster in North America is going to pick them up. And that's what we're going to start
I
picking
think
up
we're
steam.
way off because that optically looks terrible as well.
It does.
Given
I agree.
how
I agree.
controversial that nation is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my God, there wouldn't be a good look.
Yeah.
If Sportsnet's here saying, guess what? We got good news. We've signed the Saudi League.
Canceled.
Yeah.
I think it's like a federal
Not great.
problem then, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
even like the government might not allow
No, it will.
that.
The same
Yeah.
thing happened with the PIF, which is the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, and the PGA, right? It got sent to the Senate, and the government started looking into it.
Yeah.
It's similar, but I was trying to compare, like when the Chinese Super League had all that money, and they were signing everybody, and then they just ran out of money. The Saudis they're not going to have
They
that
won't
problem.
run out of money.
They will never run out of
No.
money.
But what we were
This is why I think they're here to stay for a while.
Well, at
And
least in 2030.
eventually,
They won the World Cup in
we'll start
2030.
seeing
That's
more
why they're
of
doing
it.
it.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Right,
So yeah, it
that's
could
the-
end at that point, right? Get the World Cup,
And
and
then
then
they don't care.
the legal peter off.
What we were talking about earlier was that like these younger guys like Hubanevs, who is going to go there and he's going to get paid, but then he might in 2 years be able to come back to the Premier League and play in, one of the 11 to 20 spot teams there, a nice, maybe like a little Crystal Palace action or something. Why not? But they're going to go and they're going to get paid. Wow.
Out of all the teams, I love
I
that
just
stuff.
said right in there. But no, they're going to go, they're going to get paid, and they're going to come back, and then they're going to play back in Europe. Like
Could well be. Yeah.
That a lot of
Make the
them-
big money earlier in their career and then pick and choose where they go for less money. Maybe that's.
Yeah.
But you're right. Going back to what Sarah said regarding this particular question, Ronaldo's so pissed off with the hype and press that Messi got. He couldn't keep his mouth shut. You just lost 5-0
yeah.
to a Rafa Benitez team. All right? You just lost 5-0 and you've got to start throwing other leagues under the bus. You don't know the first thing about MLS. Not the first thing about it. To say that I'm sorry, Cincinnati would smash any team in Saudi Arabia right now.
Make it happen. Let's go. Cincinnati versus Al Nasser,
the
please.
protector of MLS. He's
Yeah,
like,
can you believe it?
Somebody
I know.
has to be.
I know what you're going to say, jeez.
Okay. Well, Ronaldo had a lot of things to say. Okay, Nor, you got one down here. I'm going to go to you for this one. Who you are, Pascal Siakam? Do you stay in Toronto where you're not wanted for more money, or go somewhere else for less dinero?
Oh, you're gonna ask me my
I'm asking
question?
you your
Okay,
question.
nice. I'm gonna go somewhere else because I care about where I'm wanted. I care about if the locker room cares about me, if the front office is keeping me in mind in the most positive way. And if they're not, no matter how much money you throw at me, that trust factor is gonna be gone. So I gotta go somewhere else and start my whole nine yards, like do the whole thing. And yeah, you'll get more money here, maybe less money somewhere else, but at least you'll have a peace of mind.
But if they're giving the money, though, here, they want him surely, don't they?
No, they don't want him. They're not giving him money. So he wants the extension here because if he were to sign here and get extended, he would get the most amount of money here compared to any other team. But this is the first time a player is fighting to stay on his team. Like he's fighting tooth and nail to be like, I want to be a Raptor. I don't want to go anywhere else. So that's what's happening there. But if I'm Siakam, I'm like, they're actively shopping me. They're throwing my name out there. I've been in trade talks this entire time. They don't respect me. They don't have a direction figured out. The fan base is like up in arms now. I'm just going to go somewhere else, take a little bit less money, but have the peace of mind that, okay, where I'm entering, it's a good workplace. They care about me. At least from what at that point, like they care about me. They want me to be here. And I think that matters a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
All right, I'll go with you. I'm Pascal. I'm staying in Toronto.
Ooh.
Are you all right there?
I'll be fine, yeah.
This is Shrooms?
Yeah, exactly.
Shrooms are
On
kicking
my
in.
throat, yeah.
Shrooms is going through a wave right
I think
now.
if you cough, it helps you get higher
Is
too,
it-
so you're good.
oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't look at the walls. Whatever you do,
why are they
don't look
bleeding?
at the
Yeah.
walls. Hey, Sean McCormick.
Hey, Sean, thanks,
what a
pal.
nice guy.
Thank you very much.
You bring some, like the most water possible?
Yeah.
Holy smokes, dude. What a
Down in
look.
one. How about down in
You
one?
don't bring some
Oh,
for
I
ladies?
dare you.
If they were coughing, I'd bring stuff.
The disrespect, man. At least bring us like a little cocktail or something. You know what I'm saying? A little coffeecito. Yes, I will be Pascal Siakam, and I'm staying. I want to be here. I want you guys to pay me. Yeah. Listen, I know the Raptors are the only team that can pay me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay here until they pay me, and when they do pay me, I'm going to be the guy on this team because they have nobody else. And I'm going to make the All-NBA team once again.
Yeah.
first All NBA team, and be eligible for another extension. And then he'll leave and get another extension. So I'm staying with the Raptors. That probably makes no
Mercenary.
sense.
What a
But
mercenary.
I'm in Siakam's mind, because if he wanted to go, he could probably go.
Yeah, if you want
They
to
could
go.
probably
Yeah.
make something work for him to go. But it's what's coming back in return that doesn't really make any sense.
Yep.
Okay, do we have any more here? Yeah, we do. Oh my goodness. Listen to this one. Sarah Pararia. You are a Premier League footballer in your late 20s. You either go to Saudi Arabia for an ungodly amount of money or stay in the Premier League for way less.
Yeah.
Be
And we
honest.
spoke about this. Yeah, I did.
Ah.
I'm staying in the Prem. and
No,
I'm
you're not, dude.
What do you want me to say to convince
You're
you?
not you, right?
I am me.
No.
I was
Okay,
trying to
you
tell
are-
him this
you're
morning that
Wilfred
any
Zaha.
amount of money in the Prem looks good to me.
It's good
I
money.
don't need that. And if I'm competing
Oh, that's a
in
good point.
one of the top leagues in football and potentially the Champions League, I don't care. You don't need that many. Premier League players are set for life anyways.
It's true.
And think about the opportunities outside of football if you stick in the Premier League.
Exactly.
Way more
You
than
could be a
Saudi.
pundit.
It's going back to the whole
Like
Willie,
us.
the Willie Nylander situation,
Also,
right? And Austin
lifestyle.
Matthews.
Like, do you
isn't
want to
it?
grow your
Yeah,
family
sorry.
in Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, that's why I
love
said
you.
you are a Premier League, a male Premier League footballer. You're not
What
yourself.
about
But you got
my
your
wife?
family and your
What about
kids.
my
Come
two
on, now.
girls?
I
The
get-
mom
race
and the
and
I'm
uncles
sorry.
and the nieces.
I have
and
no
nephews.
answer for that. You're absolutely
She's
right.
got a beautiful family at home.
Yes.
And the wife won't accept it.
Yeah.
Moving out there, you know?
But it's like, yeah, you know what? It's crazy to think, because you're right. You stay in the Premier League, and if you're a top earner, you're making £300,000 a week, £250,000 a week. That's pretty
I'll
good.
take it.
pretty good.
I'll take
Pretty
it.
good.
And Champions League football, I'll take it.
I don't know what the currency is in Saudi, but is pound probably better in value compared to the Saudi?
Ooh, that's a
Dollar?
great
Yeah.
question.
That's what it probably comes
Charms?
down to. Too,
International
right?
economics, you're asking the wrong
Sorry,
person.
guys. We didn't go to school for any of this.
Either way, they're making like a king's ransom.
They're
Oh my
making a lot of money.
Did I just the Saudi Riyal? How do I know?
Real. That's a Real, yeah. The Real.
I know I said I
So do a Xe.com.
What do
Real.
you just
let me do it
Google
right
it?
now.
It's 35
Googled it,
cents
but I
on the
said it
dollar,
before.
right?
Oh, okay.
I'll let
Yeah.
you know what it's
It's
worth.
35 cents on the dollar.
Oh, is
so
it?
you're
One Saudi Riyal is 35 Canadian cents.
But they're not being paid in reals. They're
No,
being
they're-
paid in euros or pounds or
Yeah.
who knows, American dollars.
American, yeah, who knows? Yeah, exactly.
Oh, if
Either
it's
way, they're getting paid.
pounds. That's
Oh.
I'm not leaving Saudi.
Apparently, they built a comp. This is just rumor, but they built a complex for Ronaldo with like his house and
They have to
apartments
because
and grocery
him
stores.
and his partner are not
Girlfriend.
married.
Yeah.
And you can't not be married
No, I
to
get
your
that.
SO in Saudi. So they had to
Not they live together and they're not
well,
married.
it's illegal under Sharia
Go to hell,
law.
number one, but you should
no,
be
but
killed
isn't
before
that
that.
crazy that
What's
they had to
SO?
build him basically a complex because it goes against the it's insane.
Well,
No,
so
it's
many
not good.
families of these players are actually going to base themselves in Bahrain,
yeah.
Yeah.
which is quite right on the border of Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
Yep.
and that's because they can't live there because you can't drink,
Yeah.
which is a big
James
thing
is
for
like,
some of these.
I'm out. I'm saying in the prem. I'm in the prem.
Can't drink. I'm not going.
Hey, the shrooms are great out here.
Yeah, the shrooms. Yeah. Oh, the hashish maybe. Okay, we got one more. I want to. Last one before we wrap up the show. Noor Zainab, you are the #1 draft pick. Do you go to a building team where you're #1 option, or go to a structured team where you're option #4?
So this could go across all leagues. Like
Any
feel
league.
feel free to chime in for soccer, NFL,
Yeah,
MLB,
I got
whatever. I think for me, I would like to go somewhere where I am the #4 option, so that I get to learn. I
That's
want
what
to
was
learn.
thinking. You know what? That's what I was thinking. That's
Hell
crazy.
yes, sis.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it. How about you guys? Yeah.
So this is how I look at it in NBA terms. Like, you're the #1 guy. You are
Like, let's say you're like,
Paulo Banchero.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
And the other option would be like, who's a rookie from last season? Well, Christian Brown on the Denver
Yeah,
Nuggets,
exactly,
right? So you win a
exactly.
ring, you're like,
Or Scotty Barnes. He was
sixth-
#3 with the Raptors, but he ended
yeah.
up being like a fourth
You can win
option.
like, as a fourth guy, you can potentially win a ring as a sixth, maybe sixth, seventh guy coming off the bench. #1 guy, you are the guy at that team.
But you turn it around, and then when you do start winning, you're everything. Look at
True.
Jonathan Taves or a Patrick Kane, who are high picks, and they turned the Chicago Blackhawks around, and they won cups. That means a lot.
And you end up having a lot of the eyes on you, right? Maybe that's
the
what you
eyes.
want as the #1 draft pick. You want to have all the eyes, the marketing, and maybe that's when, if you want to have a team for yourself and make a name for yourself, a brand, you go to a team that's building. You're the #1 guy that's going to be there. But I think if you want to like end up winning something and you care about what you're learning, you're probably going to go to a team that has a couple of veteran guys,
Because
better
you will become
players.
the man eventually, right?
Absolutely. You will get the
Go back
keys at some
yourself.
point.
Yeah.
Yes. But at this point, they're going to help you get there.
Yeah.
And I think I'll take that option.
Well, unless you're Kwame Brown, and then you don't want to be the #1 pick because no one knows who you are anymore.
That's true too.
But then look at Connor
Or
Bedard
Marco
in
Fultz.
Chicago.
Well,
right?
we don't know what that's going to be.
No, we don't.
We
But he's going to be
assume.
the man, though, and
Yeah.
they're giving him some pretty decent players around him. Eventually, they're going to become a
Yeah.
contender again.
I'm good with being a role play guy.
Oh, we know, yeah.
You're not the man?
No. I'm
So
good
you-
with
you-
like being a Robert. Me and Justin Pooney had this conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He would rather be a Charles Barkley. I'd rather be a Robert Ory.
Yeah, but there's nothing surprising about that.
Yeah, we know this
didn't
about
need to ask
Justin.
us.
No, I'm just saying. Yeah,
When's
Maybe
the
it's a
Poon back? He's
personality
back tomorrow,
thing.
isn't he?
He's
Yeah.
back. Poon Man is back
There
tomorrow.
is an I
Yeah,
in
you're up.
Justin, no us in Justin, so you
Yeah.
should know this. Yep.
There's an I in Pooney. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't there an us
like
in
that
Justin?
That's good.
There's an us in
There's
Justin.
a US in Justin.
Oh fuck!
Yeah. Put it all wrong there. Wait a minute.
Literally an us.
There's no
and
us
it's
in Justin.
together.
Like, yes, there is.
There's an us in Justin,
It's
but there's an
legit
I in
the first.
Pooney. You know
There's
what I'm
there's
saying?
an I in Justin
also
as well.
an I in Justin.
I in
Do you
It's
guys
the
know
worst
how
name.
to spell? No, that was crazy from the two of you. That was insane. Justin, he goes, "There's no I in Justin, but
You
there
know
is in
he's probably
Pooney."
watching right now too. He's gonna have this
You didn't
moment.
spell it with a Y? I don't
Who's
know.
high and who's not high here? That's the
No,
question.
I think I am the only one.
I think
have
I'm
realized
getting it.
is
Like
me.
maybe
It's
it's
your
like a acquaintance high or something.
the Queen is high.
An acquaintance
Oh,
high, like I'm
acquaintance
next to you.
high?
Yeah, so I'm next
like
to you.
high for
Yeah, yeah.
association.
High from, that's the one.
Contact
Association
high.
high.
Contact
Exactly.
high.
Yeah,
Contact high. That's a new one. Acquaintance high. Okay. Okay, before
Can you
we
wrap
go,
this up?
we have a couple clips. I just want to play one clip.
All right.
And we already played it already. Roll the Conor McGregor voice message. Can you roll it? Thanks, buddy.
The drugs don't work, they just make you worse. But I know I'll see your face
And
again.
it's singing the verve, right?
Yes.
Which isn't the verve pipe.
That that's thanks, Ellie. That voice message just wraps up the show beautifully.
It does. We should maybe play it one
Based
more
on
time,
what
play
just
it
happened
out.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
We should play
Let's
it out.
play it
Okay,
out.
well, for James Sharman, Nor Zainab, Sarah Perari, Albert Vartanian, make sure you follow us on Twitter at Homestand. Subscribe and like the YouTube channel as well. We will be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll let you go on this. It's Conor McGregor singing the drug song by Verve.
The drugs don't work, they just make you worse. But I know I'll see your face again.